I didn't put any hashtags. I don't know how anybody's going to see this, and I haven't told anyone I'm going live. So this is just for me and whoever finds me. Hello. We're going to do some free readings today. I am an astrologer. My name is Astro Brie, and it's morning in Ontario, Canada. Can't go anywhere, so we might as well astro dive together. Hello to anybody who's finding me. Welcome. I'm going to be doing some astrology reading with my ephemeris as well for this eclipse season. I will be speaking Vedically and tropically. I will also be reading cards. So welcome, and please share and like and subscribe. I have recently been banned from Facebook Live. So I am now a YouTube astrologer before I will have my own, oh God, what's the word? Server. And then I won't have to rely on the internet for this. But for now, we're going to get into the eclipses. We're going to talk about the situation with the sun and the moon. Right now, they are literally in a fight, okay? This is the dance they do every year, but, you know, every 12 years, it gets into a new sign. 18 and a half years, it gets into a new sign. This pathway of the moon's cycles crossing with the sun cycles in an exact point of view. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Feel free to chat. I don't have a moderator in there. If you spam this, I will kick you out. I'll have to do it personally then. So it's June. Welcome. Happy rabbit, everyone. Okay, so June 10th. This is when we will experience the next eclipse point, and from then until well into November, we're pretty solid with the setup, okay? But the shit that happens between the 26th, and I mean, okay, so it's not to say like, unless for you specifically, Uranus is involved in your chart with this, I would say it doesn't specifically mean this will pop out of nowhere, okay? This change, this inflection, this new understanding, this absolute truth that has become with this eclipse season is definitely for most people it's been coming, okay? It's been coming. I wouldn't say it's like surprising or sudden. Now Uranus is involved in this, I won't deny that, which like you're gonna get unexpected sudden waves, but it's more about, and I speak from a personal perspective here because I have a very, very strong Uranus on my ascendant with my South Node. I have a lot of experience studying this planet. There's nothing you didn't see coming. When Uranus comes, it's shocking how it's handled. The vibration will always be alarming and unpredictable, but to know that there's a Uranus is to be able to predict its transit, okay? So nothing is completely unpredictable. And in our true, authentic, past our Saturn, personal rules, societal rules, we have Uranus, which is more of a divinity rule, okay? These are more about moral rules based on higher understandings, based on, pulling away from the... looking at everything on such a minimal level, like forest from the trees situation, okay? The reason that ancient cultures are all very similar in certain aspects is because they worshiped the land. They worshiped the creations of the land. They gave gods and deity names to certain elements of those things, but they were still worshiping the thing. Like the trees were still worshipped, and as the story of Myrrh, like there's a reason that is a royal, like Adonis's mother. Like this is the most beautiful thing in the world created, and his mother was a tree. Like this, I mean, it was eventually a tree. Like all of those stories in ancient cultures, Greek, natives, and African, I'm sure too. I have not done my own studies there, but it's all about understanding that life is water, and life is sun, and life is minerals and the earth, and taking care of the basics. And I think that's a big thing that got pulled away with Christianity and with the last couple thousand years, the last 2,000 years, since they've been saying, this is how old we are, 2021. Okie dokie pokey. I saw a meme on TikTok and it had like a list of all the different cultures and like all the different countries and how old they are, like what year they're in. And I want to say North Korea was like 56 years old or something. Like it's all perspective, and you really have to step out to understand that. Astrology really helps us do that. It really helps us pull away from our own attachments and let us see everything as, you know, outside of what it refers to ourselves. But at the same time, it can show you exactly how you compare to others and other situations. So that's cool too. So again, let's get into the eclipses here. I'll stop rambling. Big deal right now. Everybody knows, everybody's talking about it. The astrology community, Jupiter is in a happy place. Vedically, it's in a happy place, but also now in tropical, it's in a happy place. Jupiter really does like these stars. So for my fellow astrologers and for my my followers and my students and my friends, there are multiple kinds of astrology. Multiple. Okay, every ancient culture did have it, though. That's the common denominator: the planets and the respect for the earth. So I will say that if we look back at this time in 50 years, we'll find that some amazing children who changed the world spiritually will have been born during this time. Amazing. But simultaneously, while these manifested energies are happening, being able to create these new blueprints on these new lives, we're also experiencing these transits. So let's give it a good example. Okay, so we have the millennials with Pluto in Scorpio or Pluto in Libra, if you'd like to look at it Vedically. Either way, it makes sense, though. We'll get into that another time, or message me about that. I'd love to talk about comparing the two more. But let's stick with the tropical explanation. So Pluto in Scorpio, okay? During the time that these children were born, the AIDS crisis was rampant. The amount of fear, like legit fear of people from, and this is the root of fear, ignorance, because nobody knew what was going on, that causes the deepest kind of fear, is the loss of control, because you don't know what's going on. You can't control the outcome, or you can't have any opinion on what you think the outcome's going to be. You have no control. So think about that, okay? Really stressful time. The economy was going through this weird shift where we were coming out of that, like everybody spend all your money and have lots of yuppies and have lots of like expensive culture, you know, available to everyone. And it was shifting into the 90s where people were realizing that it wasn't just about money, and spirituality actually started to come back in. So the early 90s had Uranus and Neptune conjunct. And when that happened, it had awoken a whole new different kind of generation. And at that time, there was a lot of crumbling of what used to be. The Berlin Wall came down, the internet came up, and all through hip hop culture, which was really, really, you know, getting its momentum at the time in pulp culture, there was a stripping of all of the big, you know, expansive, big gold chains and representing success through financial gain in hip hop culture, and it shifted into a spirituality thing. And that was also a representation of Saturn being in Aquarius, which it is now. Okay, so think about those times. The children born this generation, especially Pluto, Uranus is how we connect with others, take responsibility for the greater whole. Okay, Saturn's how you take responsibility for yourself. Uranus is how you take responsibility for the greater place that you take in the universe. Lots of examples, but I won't get into it. The kids born during that time are the millennials. They're the ones that have literally lived through crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis, and historically have the worst experience financially. Okay, even more than like some of the other generations who we thought were terrible, the other Great Depressions and stuff. It's worse. I watched a TikTok this morning of this girl. She must have been about 15 years old, and she was crying. Hi. Sorry, I've got birds flying all around me. She was legit crying because of the way she's treated and the fact that there's no employees at her, fast food restaurant, and everybody's so overworked and everybody's working through their breaks, and they're not even getting paid for them because they get in trouble. And like, this stress on these kids at this age hasn't been seen in generations, and it will, I promise you, it will echo through their children if they have children. We're seeing another greatest generation, really, and that's the water signs. That's Pluto and the water signs. It happened with Pluto in Cancer too. Scorpio will eventually be looked on, this generation, the millennials, will be looked on as the ones who had it the worst, because it will go up from here, because spirituality is starting to take over and stuff. But coming back to now, the kids born during these eclipses right now, oh man, these kids are powerful beings. These kids are going to be the ones that, especially the one, for anyone who ever has looking at a natal chart, if you see someone who has their personal planets, sun, moon, rising, connecting to a generational planet, this person is going to have an effect on a wide scale of people, okay? Whether that be for being famous or infamous, or just they rolled out an energy that took over and changed things forever. That's a generational planet person. And the kids that are born during these eclipses are going to be, I can't even imagine. They're going to be the ones. You just wait. You just wait and see. Okay, so that's a little bit of the astrology right now. If you have any questions, please DM me if you're seeing this after the fact. And we'll talk about what's going on right now. Like, it's the 1st of June right now, so we still have an Aquarius moon. It'll dip into Pisces soon. Sorry, it'll dip into Pisces this afternoon. That's probably why I'm compelled to get on here. I have a Pisces Sun. The node is at 10. Venus and Mercury, which is retrograde, are connecting still in the same sign, but this is the very last couple days that we'll see Venus in Cancer, or in Gemini. It will move into Cancer, and we will feel a sweetness at home. We will feel a soothing at home. Moons, like any Cancer moon, Cancer rising people, with Venus falling into your sign, this has been coming through your subconscious for a while, but especially if you're Venus, create and provide security not only to yourself but other people. Mars is still deep in Cancer. Anyone with degrees between 20 and 26. Okay, there's now birds fighting in the sky. Okay, sorry, distracted. Anyone with the late degrees of a cardinal sign, so Libra, Aries, Capricorn. This is stressful. For water signs, late degree water signs, you may feel very momentive. You may feel very sexual. But remember that people are easily triggered. Okay, so water signs, this may roll through you. These changes and stuff may roll through really quickly, but you're steamy, okay? Which means that you could burn other people with the way that you're processing your energy right now. So be careful. Jupiter, again, I already talked about this. It's in Pisces. So again, water signs, you're definitely feeling a boost in energy and ability to be hopeful, and working on a positive note, especially once Venus goes into Cancer. It's all on for the water signs. Like, the water has literally been sweetened with milk. I am watching. I'm sorry. I hope they they can't possibly, maybe. Well, I don't know. But there's a crow being chased by starlings. Okay. Don't poop on me. Oh, they're watching. So they're all in the tree over there. Oh, gracious. Okay. Saturn is at 13 degrees. So people with oh, wait. One more thing. Anyone Sagittarius rising, you're supposed to be changing right now. You're supposed to be expanding, like, legit, your identity. Sag suns, yes, too, but like, this is your ruler come home, okay, to its other home. So Sag, if you count your chart, you should see that Pisces is in your 4th house. These are roots. You are changing identity, roots, like how you, when you rip a root out and you replant it somewhere else, that's one thing. But this isn't like that. Jupiter is putting almost like extra fertilizer so that you can grow different, you can grow new, you can sprout new pathways of expansion that will ground you and protect you, okay, in your identity. Go with it. Saturn. Okay, so Saturn is Capricorn and Aquarius ascendant. 13 degrees is a working number. Okay, he's like working this number in a retrograde. So this can be feeling like you are reinforcing stabilizing lines. You're going to look at wherever Saturn is in your chart. You should know that, Capricorns and Aquarius, is you should know where your Saturn is. If you don't, study it or call me. But for the fixed signs, guys, Uranus and Saturn are going to be making these connections, these squares in retrograde 3 times. You can Google it. It's happening now. June, and then I want to say Christmas, and then again in the spring, and it's going to happen like 3 more times. But this is one of the peaks from June, and it goes over the eclipse season. Saturn square Uranus, historically. Let's look at that, okay? So it's doing it in a fixed sign, and that hasn't happened in a really long time. This book doesn't go back that far, okay? I should have just titled this Astro Brie and her ephemeris, because that's what I'm doing. But let's look at Saturn square Uranus. So to have a square, they need to be in the same modality. So fixed, mutable, or cardinal. That doesn't always happen, which means like Saturn moves every 84 years. Uranus takes 84 years to go around, and Saturn takes like 28-ish, with retro 29 point or something. So they aren't in the same modality very often. They do trine each other. They conjuncted each other. They've been together before, which is a great energy. That happened in 88. And then, so you have to wait for them to separate, which takes quite a long time. Let's see here. Because they move at such different degrees, they move at such different paces. It takes quite a while for these two to affect each other. So here's another positive thing that happened with Uranus and Saturn. In 66, they were making trines to each other in water signs. Saturn was in Pisces and Uranus was in Neptune. So you can look back to that time and look at positive reinforcements of stabilizing change that were revolutionarily different than ever had done before, and on a society, humanity level. That's what you're looking for with Uranus and Saturn when they're affecting each other, okay? And they were working together in positive ways for a really, really long time. But there was small squares. Wait. So in 19, I don't think it was exact. No. So it wouldn't have been within 10 degrees, but in 1962, they got pretty close to each other. Saturn was at 11 and Uranus was at 26, and that was Leo and Aquarius. That's an opposition. So again, it's not a square because it doesn't go back that far. But I think it might have been 42 is the square. And this book only goes back to 1950. So when you have an opposition with Saturn and Uranus, you're forced to use 2 different things, the old way and the new way at the same time. And whatever happens from there forward would be exponentially changing, but on both matters. Okay, so I believe 64 was like This is like my very loose memory here. I none of my Atlas books with me, or my connecting. I mean, of color, of opinion, of rights, of civils, understandings, of conception. Like everything was one way or another, or the other, rather. And that's very typical of these two generational planets working together. When Saturn and Uranus work together, whether it be a good work or a bad work, opposition being a bad, trine being a good, Saturn and Uranus squaring each other actually in a fixed, because these signs are fixed, it actually makes a lot more sense than the opposition that would have happened in 66. Was it 66 they said? Yeah. Because when you have a square, this is working angles. Okay, you have two working angles. Opposition is just that, right? And opposition is when you have one side has to have it their way and the other side has to have it their way, and they come to a compromise. Okay, that's the best you can do with an opposition. But a square has a point that they come to that neither could have created by themselves. Okay, 90 degrees. So that point itself gives it a creative element where something can be done new and benefits both. So I really think that this integration, this astrology that's happening, these three waves that are happening, that we're seeing the first of right now in June, is definitely going to be beneficial for both. And yeah, it'll never be the same. I'm sorry, it'll never be the same. No, masks might not be forever a thing, but the way that the world worked before, it will not return to that in our living memory, because like before, we have had fears instilled in us and reawoken in us that many people had put on the back burner of their mind for a long time. And now there's a bunch of like alien stuff coming out. Hello, yes, you can get a reading. Good morning. Feel free to rewind if you're just getting here. I was just waiting for somebody to ask. I've done a bit of astrology this morning. I would absolutely love to do a tarot reading for you. So Abhai, good morning. So I'm going to use basic tarot cards to start. Let's see, ABHI. Abhai. Hello, Abhai. ABHI. 1, 2, 6. ABHI. Hello. All right, so let's see what I've got here. Do a spread. Current energies, please. Current energy, spirit. Great Mother, I ask of you to come and bless me with the truth. Give me the ability to speak honestly, authentically, and for the collective. Let them take what they need and leave what doesn't plead. Mary, Mother, I conceive. Thank you. I have no idea where that last part came out of. Every time I do a prayer, I completely do it off the top of my head, and every time it comes out different. These are not my thoughts. I just host them. Okay, we got the 7 of Cups reversed. Ooh, and the 10 of Wands reversed. Ooh, and then 2 cards fell off the table. Ah! Good morning. I hope you're safe and healthy in India. I hope you have a safe, warm home where you're clean and healthy and you have good food to eat. Blessings from Canada. Okay, let's read your cards. So the first card that I got up was the 7 of Cups reversed, and then the 10 of Wands came up on top of that. Now I'm going to read these cards the way they threw themselves at me. I don't have a specific method. The cards read me. Oh, we got a truck. Something's being delivered. Is it your messages? So the 7 of Cups talks about, especially reversed, talks about really letting go of the distraction, removing your inability to work with things, and deciding which of your efforts gets the most You're done with the lingering. I think you had been lingering. I think you had been sitting and appreciating maybe too much and not actually stepping in and working. And I think there may be a level that you understood that you only have so much happiness, and it can all go away when you stop filling your own cups. And so you went back to work. You went back to work with the 10 of Wands here. So I got the 7 of Cups reversed to the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands has the sun on top. You know, it's at your back. You've got this person does not look upset or stressed. You know how to do this. You are a master skill builder of creating an energy and tunnel focusing and getting it where you need to be. You know this path. You know how to do this. So you're doing what you're good at. And I think you have reached an area where you're really quite proud of yourself. You say that you're bothered by your love life. I see 7 of Swords reversed and the Emperor reversed. You're definitely done with people getting away with stuff and breaking the rules. I'm going to pull some other cards. I have some oracles here. Okay, so this here is my astrology deck, Black Moon Lilith deck. I've had this deck forever. I do not keep boxes. I'm not one of those astrologers. As you can see, I'm sitting here in my pajama pants. I have my coffee. I have my other accessories, and it's a very unbothered situation. So we're going to work into an unbothered energy, all right, Ally? All right, first card up is Jupiter return reversed. Okay, so you're definitely feeling like this person has taken your luck away. This situation feels unlucky. It feels as if you cannot reach your Jupiter return. You cannot accept these kind of gifts. Virgo reversed, Saturn reversed, Grand Trine blessing. Okay, yeah, you're done with this work. You are done with this work, and it's a blessing. That's fantastic. Bottom of the deck is Neptune, release, sacrifice, let go, and breathe. Breathe. That's a beautiful reading. I think you know what you need to do. I think you're happier on your own. This guy does not look bothered, and he looks very blessed with these golden rods, okay? I did not see a lot of sadness. There's no 3 of Swords here. There are no swords except for the 7. Which was reversed. Like, you're done with the bullshit. You're done with the sneakiness. You're done with the lies. You're just done. Good for you. Good for you. Proud of you. All right, guys. Now I got to do my other part of my ceremony here. If you're offended by the green stuff, I apologize, but I love you. But this is who I am. This is part of who I am as a reader. Here we go. Blow. I am a Pisces. So let's do some more reading. What vibration do I want to pop into? Okay. Let's see what the cards want. What energy should I read for right now? This is an astrology deck, so I could get a sign, I could get a planet, I could even get an aspect. I really love this deck. If anybody's ever played with oracle cards and they are an astrologer, they know that, like, and tarot cards, they know that there is a relation, there's correlation, but this is like the bridge deck. This is the deck that bridges oracle to astrology the best, and I've had a couple of astrology decks. Let's see what vibration should I read for this morning. I'm so glad you found my channel. I hope you follow. In Vedic astrology, I am an Aquarius. Jyeshta rising. Mars in the 12th house with Saturn. Okay. Well, Mercury retrograde card came up. I have the communication card reversed. This is also number 39. That's number 12 or number 3 in numerology. Communication and cycles and getting things to places, it's not going to work right now. Sometimes if you don't ask a question, your cards will literally just tell you what's going on. So North Node reversed, which is the South Node, which is K2. This is supposed to be a loss. We're supposed to not know so that we can learn new things. Like, we are having space opened up. Welcome to everyone that's just joining. We're having space open up very much right now. We're having the universe make room for new rules. The way that we thought the truth was, the things that we, as parents, I can say there are so many things that your kid asks you that you have to just be like, I don't know, and there's no answer for it. Like, and I'm not talking about just like, I'm talking about philosophical questions. As a parent, as a parent with a very strong Jupiter, I have Mula Jupiter. I bite my tongue a lot when my kids ask questions about government control, about the why things are the way they are, and not because I don't know. I do know. I just don't agree with it, and I don't have a question. I don't have an answer as to why I let that happen, other than I'm a sheep, you know. So like, I think the children that are being raised and born during this time. Oh, I got the Jupiter return card reversed and the Saturn Grand Cross. 3 more, please. And 3 more, and then I'll stop. The children born during this time, they will be the ones that shape the rest of whatever the hell's coming. They will decide. They already are. I mean, that's what algorithms are, really. They're collecting data so that they're creating a space and a mentality and a social order in advance before it happens, right? So it's already happening. So this card's here. Jupiter return reverse, Saturn upright to the Grand Cross. So in the past, there have been a loss of luck, a restriction that has been very agitating and something unavoidable, almost like it's just coming at you from all 4 corners. This could be a Sagittarius Pisces energy and a Capricorn Saturn, Capricorn Aquarius energy. Whatever it is, it's being like, I had my Jupiter return last year. And let me tell you, it is not a Jupiter return when Saturn's hanging out with Jupiter. It's just the same thing. But it was still good. I'm not complaining. Yeah, the 7 of Pentacles on Jupiter return. There really was like a, oh, look what I grew. It's a piece of shit. Oh, look, I did this thing and it doesn't do anything. Now I have to empty out the bucket and start all over. Okay, well, I got some good seeds, but this is going to freaking take a while. You know, the truth is time, right? And that is 8 of Swords came up on top of Saturn. So again, we have like, hello. We have, oh, she's a Taurus. And you're an Aquarius? Gracious. Well, that argument is. I'd have to see all the charts or whatever, but I could tell you that argument's over. Okay, so Saturn in the 8th house, there was definitely someone surrounded by their own bullshit. Okay, to me, that's what Saturn in the 8th house is. You got a blindfold on, you're sitting there in the dark, deciding that you can't go anywhere because there's all these things. There's all these things that are stopping you from going anywhere. Except you're the one who put the things there. And you are making sure that they don't move. You have full ability to move the things, and those things are your truths. So the Grand Provoker 47. Ooh, card doesn't want to be seen. Woo! No, please. No, thank you. Pray for some calm winds, please. Anyways, it flipped the 8 of Swords upside down when I did that. The 5 of Cups reversed. Or sorry, the 5 of Cups upright. Oh, yeah. Definitely a loss of love. 5 of Cups upright. Like, this is just a girl crying. She's got 2 cups above her, so she's a balanced person. She has she's got her 2 cups, but everything she was loving, everything else she was supported by is just fucking washing away. That hurts. You think you need things, and then they go away, and then it hurts, and then you realize it fucking hurts to need things, but you didn't actually need it. You just loved it. So on the on the air element card, I got Judgment, which makes sense. That's actually what the air element card refers to in the book, is the Judgment card, which is being honest with yourself. Like, really, the archangel at the end of the day, when you're dead, sorry, I'm just holding the cards down, is you. Because you're the only one that's been there the whole time. You know every single fucking thing you did in your life. You do. Unless you're blessed with fucking, excuse my language, unless you're blessed with Alzheimer's. Which, yes, is a blessing for some. If they've had a terrible existence, it's quite a blessing. I've seen it. Pisces card in the center. It's reversed, actually. Now, normally I would be like, oh, this is good. It's a lesson in loss. But Pisces card is reversed. Why is it reversed? The Two of Wands reversed. That's not helping. Moon reversed. Okay. Oh, shit. And the Queen of Swords. Well, there. Two of Wands reversed. Moon reversed. Queen of Swords. What you let go of what was coming in. You don't want anything coming in. You had this. This says to me, oh God, I gotta hold these cards in my way. Sorry. It's the hardest part about doing readings outside. Okay, so these cards say to me, this is so sad. I just want to be alone in my crazy. I just want to be alone in my crazy. Let me go. I'm not letting anything in here. I'm not trying anything else. I'm just going to stick with myself and be nuts. Lunacy. Moon card. Oh, shit, you not. Ooh. Hope I get this plugged in time. My phone, my computer wants to die. Are we lucky? Are we lucky? We're lucky. I have a lot of, like I said, it's a lot. Hello, anybody else? Welcome. So the last cards are, which is the Yod, which is Seven of Wands. Pretty apparent. You have learned where to put up your boundaries and where to secure your fences. You have learned what you are, this destiny, this coming forward, this eventual issue will be, these are my boundaries. That was the lesson. And in the second card, I got Aries, I am, reversed with the Empress reversed. So I am not intuitive, I'm not intuitive, I'm not growing. Two cards, Death and the Page of Swords. I'm not even being honest. Okay, this is getting really dark. Wait. Okay. Aries reversed, Empress reversed. Death upright, Page of Swords reversed. I am not stupid. I'm not ignorant. I'm done with this childhood. I'm cutting off this. What is this? There's 7 guys around him. Cloud reverse. He's really young. He's alone, but he's like arrogant. I need more guidance. Can you use the vice versa deck? Because I've got a lot of cards out already, and I want a significator. Because this is the future of the past, present, future reading I just did. I am now doing the current energies creating present, and that becomes this alignment, which is I'm not. Losing, being rewarded, moving forward. Strong. Okay, reversed. 2, and then the Two of Wands upright. Okay, this person is really not okay. If there's an Aries energy around you, this person is not okay. I hate when I see things like this. I don't like this reading. And I don't normally say that. I'm going to go back to the original deck. What I'm seeing here, I got the Six of Cups upright. I got Two of Pentacles, so like indecisive, but like fawning about it. And being, you know, pessimistic about the past. And then manifesting future goals, but with no strength and with no determination and with, you know, no curiosity for truth. There's just death and like no creation and like, oh, this is ego death. Oh, okay. So also when you do a spread like this is like energy A, energy B, energy C, and energy C is like the mix of the two. So it could be like them and your person and like the next, or like the person you need to be paying attention to. Aries people, Mars people. Hold on. I will answer your questions in 1 second. I just gotta have the Two of Pentacles again. Now the King of Swords is reversed. Okay, on the Sun. We're really unsure about what we know. Really unsure. Bottom of the deck, Four of Swords, meditating. Okay, bottom of the deck, this one, Four of Cups reversed, and this is a vice versa deck, so it has two. Queen of Wands reversed. This person is not okay. Your person is not okay. It really doesn't have anything to do with you, though. Bottom of the deck for the Oracle deck was 11th house. This is more about a friend. This is more about connections that you care about. If you know anyone who is an Aries, I need you to reach out to them. I think there's somebody who's not okay. Sorry, I gotta check your question. Is it over between you and her? This doesn't look like it's about you and her. This looks like it's about her dealing with her own life. This is about knowing who you are. The King and the Queen both came up, and the Page of Swords. This is about knowing who you are and knowing your truth. And this person doesn't know who they are. Or something that they used to rely on about who they are is not solidified anymore. So, and that happens to a lot of people. Like I mentioned earlier in this talk that it's just transits, you know, like everything passes and everything is generational, but the shit that's going on right now, it hasn't ever gone on. Or the last time it did was like hundreds of years ago. We're experiencing once in a millennial lifetime transits, and we're learning more about ourselves every single minute of every single day. Like it's known now that it's always been known that the woman's eggs are like ready when she's 4 months in utero of her mother. That means you spent 4 months in your grandma. Your DNA spent 4 months in your grandma. And there's been tests that like mice who have like trauma to certain smells and sounds, their babies who have never experienced those traumas have those reactions as well when they smell and hear those things. Like it's DNA has memory. You talk to yourself in your head, is that your voice? Is that what you sound like? No. We know these things, we're questioning these things again. This is Jupiter in Pisces and Saturn in Aquarius. That's what it's supposed to do. These are dominant signs in tropical astrology, and one of the reasons that every astrology makes sense. Every astrology makes sense. It's not one or the other. They all make sense. It's because all waves of consciousness believe so. So they will forever make sense. That's just how things work, in my humble opinion. It's been great reading for you. I hope this shares well. And my first YouTube live. I hope it was good for you guys. Happy eclipses. I'll be on soon. This was super fun. Bye.